Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Real Talk here on Shelbyville Now. I'm David Thomas. This is Bo Gill.
Hello.
We are going to rehash the weekend a little bit, kind of go over
Exciting
what
weekend.
Was it exciting? They tore me
Yes,
up. Yeah,
it's exciting.
I tell you what. Well, we'll talk about this when we get back.
Too much excitement for you.
We're going to talk about the parade.
Oh yes,
and we're going to talk about some of the stuff surrounding the parade before and after.
Yeah.
The
situations
that were going on,
the
parade itself.
Yeah.
And before we do that, we want to thank our sponsor, North Star Services.
Yes.
And let's take a break and hear from them.
All your water, if you got a disaster, a water heater leak. I had that one time.
Yeah.
Came home, it was showering in the hall. That's not good.
You know what? If you put a water heater up in the attic, it could be bad.
It could be bad. And I bought the house that way, and I knew it was going to be
bad. Was
it
in the attic?
Yes.
Okay. It came down.
It was showering on me. It was an older house
happen.
That didn't have hot water heaters, but then when they came along, they put it in the attic. Good for gravity, bad for water.
Yeah, storm damage,
they'll
handle fire damage. Really, when a fire takes place, a lot of times the fire doesn't create the damage; the smoke and the water do.
Oh yes,
and they can handle that.
Yes,
so
yes, definitely.
Let's hear from them, and we'll be right back.
Water, fire, or mold damage. Call North Star Services, Nashville's local, non-franchise restoration pros. We respond 24/7 to stop damage fast, handle drying and cleanup, and manage repairs start to finish. As a licensed general contractor with 20-plus years experience, we coordinate directly with your insurance and offer free estimates, serving all of Middle Tennessee, including Bedford County. Restore today. Rebuild with confidence. Call 615-203-9573.
All right. Again, we thank North Star Services for sponsoring our show. Bo, Friday night, we had fireworks. Josh and I talked about this. He kind of gave us a recap of everything up there. Pretty good crowd.
Good time. It was, I would say, some people say it wasn't so great weather. I would say it was perfect for the event. It was not bad. There was a little mist going on. There was the fake snow was there.
Snow. It looked real like real snow.
Well, I parked at First Baptist Church. Me and my family, we walked by the movies. We could see the flakes already. They were kind of blowing because it was windy and it was cold, so they were preserving the flakes. But yeah, it was in a designated area, but they had the singing. Everybody was there. I didn't stick around for the dignitaries, so I never got a clear answer on quite who certainly they were, but
the dignitaries. We can list those dignitaries out. We just the ones shaking hands and and they started throwing candy on Saturday night in the parade. The dignitaries did.
They were throwing the candy. Let me tell you, and the kids were consuming and the adults. But Friday night, the Christmas celebration, I just love being able to walk around the square.
I gotta make a statement. I've been fussing for 2 years about those stupid lights on the courthouse, the $274,000 light system.
Yes.
It looked good Saturday night.
It looked beautiful.
Now, I don't know if it looked $275,000 for us or not, but it looked good.
Well, I happened to run into Mr. Carney, Mr. Josh Carney there, who is, the kind of the curator of the lighting. And I said, hey, I just don't know if I can get, this is great. This is really good. I know he spent a lot of time in his car trying to just get the perfect colors. But anyway, it's fun to walk around the square when there's no traffic. That was the coolest part to me. That's cool. I feel like I'm in the, it's like old times in Shelbyville, and we're walking around the square. The square looks beautiful.
What about the popcorn stand? They knocked it out of the park Friday.
Lines.
I think they raised close to $700 for charity.
They sure did.
And they did it again Saturday night, and it's going to be open for the wine walk.
Yeah, that's right. It is. I knew there was a third one, but there was that. Santa Claus was a big hit. Big line for Santa Claus. I mean, he had a lot of.
Was it the real Santa Claus?
Well, it looked real to me. He had to. I went over, pulled the beard, and it was real. So,
all right, now Josh had a picture Saturday of the real Santa Claus. Yeah. I assume.
Yes.
And he looked kind of happy standing there by Santa. He must have made the good list.
He made the good list. I heard through the grapevine he made the good list. So his
it's rumors.
He's happy. Yeah, it is rumors. We're not real sure about that, but we'll be back.
Let's move on to Saturday afternoon. Before the parade, there was a massive line of traffic and a wreck. Now that was Friday night, but there was a Friday night. There was a wreck right at 231-41A.
Yes,
and this is what I want to back up and talk about that. We were leaving town.
Mm-hmm.
We left town to go and we took our grandkids to go see the dancing lights in Lebanon at the Ward Agriculture Center.
Yes.
I think somebody ought to do something like that here.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm sure the line was way.
The perfect place to do it.
Where is that?
The Celebration Grounds.
The Celebration Grounds would be
just
wonderful.
You just drive through that thing. Now, Celebration lights they used to have down on the main drag going into the gate. I guess it's Gate B or whatever it is.
Yeah, right down Celebration Way.
Yeah, or Gate D, the exhibitors entry, and all that's gone.
Yeah, and the park still has theirs, but it's not quite like it was.
Yeah.
Look, the park has, and I'm sure the Celebration they've had issues to deal with recently, and the park, they've got things they're trying to improve. So I guess the argument is, is the Christmas lights worth it? Well, it might be time to update. I like the Christmas.
Well, let me tell you about the thing. If you have not been to the Lebanon Lights, you need to go over there because it's synchronized with music.
Yes.
All right. And all the lights are moving in time with the music that you turn on your FM radio and listen. You're just driving through it.
A tunnel of lights.
There's some tunnels of lights. They got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But they charge like $35 a car, I believe.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
It's been several years since I've been.
$35 a car, and they were lined up getting in there.
Oh, they're lined up.
Whoever did it can cover the expense the first year probably, and then make money going forward. So just a little thing out there because people are driving from all over the place.
Yeah, that's a big hit. I mean, I remember waiting in line for like an hour just to get up to the lights. It seemed like. I mean, when
you've been over there.
This was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm sure it's grown since then. So, yes, I'm a big fan of the dancing lights. I think that's something we can do here. I'm ready to see, a little more Christmas spirit in those areas. They've been there before, and it would be great.
If somebody had a farm out in the country and could do something like that, I know that there's certain places around that's got a few things set up, but I think Chapel Hill has got this big light display.
They do. There's current. I mean, we're going to go to one that's not too far away. I think it's closer to might be in Chapel Hill, and it's just a person that puts it out. Theirs out, and you go by, and it's tuned to a radio. It's just the length of their farm. It's not like the Lebanon one, but it's really cool. They'll have all kinds of stuff. I mean, it is amazing to see what some people do and the creativity that goes into this. And a lot of the ones that do it, one year they like double up the next year and the next year. Yeah. I mean, they're.
Well, I think Celebration Grounds could have something over there with those driveways. Just. I'm just saying it could
$35 a person if you pack a car. That's not bad.
No, we had 7 in there.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you're right. They got the music. It's like it's it's newer music or like rock music, but in Christmas form. It's
they
cool.
Had everything. They had everything.
Yeah, they had a mixture.
But anyway, when we were leaving town, there was that wreck.
Yeah,
and the traffic was backed up. It was terrible.
Yes.
All right. And speaking about that, all right, we can talk about the parade, and we will. But let's talk about the traffic flow. I've been seeing from Cannon Boulevard, Lane Parkway intersection, cars back up right in front from that traffic light all the way back to North Main, backed all the way up to there, and then backed up all the way around the curve at Coffee Beans at times late in the day, just about, especially on Fridays.
Yes, especially on Fridays.
Fridays, sometimes on Thursdays, sometimes even on Mondays.
Yes.
You can see that thing backed up. And I'm just wondering, Bo, what can we do? I mean, we can fuss about it all we want to, but what can anybody do to fix that problem?
Well, the only way to fix what we've got now is to expand and get more, area for roads. I mean,
well, how do you do that in Shelbyville, Tennessee?
That's a good question because, it's a long process. It's not something that you do overnight.
But the problem is,
we have to face it today. We
hadn't done it 30 years ago when we should have, because we never saw this many people driving. We've got, I'm going to take a guess here, but I called Donna Thomas's office about 3 years ago when I was doing just checking on the wheel tax situation.
That's right.
Over 60,000 cars registered in Bedford County. Wow. When you throw all of them and they all come to town at once, that's a lot of cars for the roads that we have.
Well, I put it to back in the, 30 years ago when the celebration came to town. Every night it was just like such so much more traffic, and then it went away, and then
now it's back, and
it's here, and
without the horse show.
Without the horse show,
yeah.
And we have the same. Well, we have expanded roads. North Main used to be 2 lanes.
Chuck Glover is watching.
Yes.
And,
hello, Chuck.
And Mark Henley said Hoover Lights in Chapel Hill is a person's home.
Yeah.
But they do a fantastic job. That's the ones I'm talking about.
Yes,
Hoover
that's
Lights.
it. Yeah, that's it. But 2-lane North Main is no more. It was a headache that several years that they widened it, but it's wider now. We've done a few things. I think where we really need it now is going out towards Unionville, that area that we've got so much more construction area.
And I was talking to Josh, and he said the other day he was on South Cannon out by Landers and out through there. There's no turning lane.
There's no turning lane.
And sometimes it backs up all the way down through there in the mornings coming into town.
That's right.
You got people going out to Southside School, coming back to work. You got a disaster.
Yeah, and it was widened before North Main, which, they thought
But it's not widened now.
No, it's not.
It's like there's no turning lane.
It's just like North Main used to be without the turning lane. And now the buildings, they're very close to the road.
They're too close, Bo. You can't do anything.
You pull right in Landers and you get your tires, and that's just how it is. But if they were to, if some eminent domain came through to take some right away,
they can't take his business.
No. So what do you do? Go to 2 lanes, 1 lane on each side, and then a turning lane.
Is it time for a bypass to go all the way around town?
Oh,
and I know that's the Tennessee state issue, not us.
No,
they're not even going to add all the way from our current.
It's going to be another leg.
10 years.
Yeah, it'll just go to 64 west.
So I see a traffic disaster coming because we've got that situation from from Cannon and Lane Parkway intersection all the way around the North Main and around that area I was telling you about. All right, and that's kind of like a bypass starting right there at Coffee Beans because it widens out a little bit, but it's log jam up closer to the square there.
Yes,
and you got a mess.
Well, it is, and then not to mention these areas like Shaw Road that are getting, that people that are in the city, like where in Union Station, they cut through to get to Walmart. And
Jennings Lane
and the Shaw, county, and I know the county and the city planning and the county road, they are aware of this, but they're doing the best they can to keep up with existing infrastructure, and it's going to take like minds and foresight to get that plan in place.
I think Mark Clinton and whoever's with the city, what's his name?
That's over the road, Buck Valley with the Public Works.
Yeah, you could those two guys could sit down and come up with a plan. But the problem's going to be who's going to pay for it.
Yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, the problem, because you got 2 smart guys right there that have been doing their job for a long time, and they know a lot of the answers to what we're talking about. But that's the ultimate question: who's going to pay for it? Does it go on to the citizens? Do they throw their extra dime in there? If it's are you willing to do that? If it is going to be used that way, I think citizens don't mind. They never like paying taxes, but if they know that things are going to improve and it's going to the right area, I feel a lot better about that.
Well, here's the problem that I see, Bo, and this goes back to what Josh was talking about Saturday about bringing up the senior property tax freeze for the county and I guess city too. Mm-hmm. You could look at that because he's a city council person.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, be great, but that's going to cut a small amount of revenue.
It will.
But people are taxed to death now on their homes, and they're like, can't pay anymore.
They're falling behind on maintenance. And how do you pay your taxes or you have to pay your taxes or
fix the roof. Which do you do? All right. So then you get into that. So here's my question. And you've got the need for, they're talking about moving City Hall into a bigger building. Possibly that's money. You're talking about buying the Musgrave ball field
for the police.
And fire and making you're talking about $multi-million facility. Mm-hmm. You're talking about adding maybe a precinct or adding another fire hall somewhere else and this and that and this. And the next thing you know, you got $20-25 million worth of building projects. And that's going to happen within the next 5 to 10 years. All right. And in 2 years, you're going to be you have eaten your surplus up in the city. And then you start going into a deficit every year. So where is the money going to come from?
Yeah, and then you're looking for the money for the roads that the existing.
And you can't do it. So,
and let's not forget about sewer. Let's not forget about several other.
But that's not taxpayer money.
I know it's not. But let's just. I mean, it's other money. But we're talking about roads.
Our sewer bill will have to go up.
It'll go up. Exactly, I mean, it's just everything goes up.
All right. So here's my question to anybody out there watching: which services would the people of Shelbyville and Bedford County be willing to give up or have reduced in order to get our infrastructure caught up where government has to spend money? Okay. So you can look at your police and fire and say that's infrastructure. Okay.
It is infrastructure.
All right. How fancy do you go? What do you actually need? And I'm sure Matt Doak can analyze that for fire, and Jan Phillips can analyze that for police, and they can get together and come up with something. But it's still going to cost money. But what's the priority? And I've said this many times on here: police, our police department, and Bedford County Sheriff Department. That's what keeps the peace. To me, that's priority.
That is priority.
I was fire and rescue.
I was talking. That's right. I was talking to that with the city police officer this weekend about, how is it there? Are y'all busting at the seams? Everyone I talk to says yes, and I believe that the directors that we have there, they don't want anything fancy. They want something for their officers. I believe their officers are not too fancy type people. They're just good police officers that want to have enough room to be able to do their job.
All right, so here's something to throw a monkey wrench to throw in the mix. AI. Now there's stuff out there, and there's some police departments using AI to write their police reports. They dictate it. AI writes the report up for them. They proofread it, turn it in. They're not sitting down writing something out or typing something out. AI is doing it. That would save a fortune.
Yes, it would.
What about 2 or 3 people to manage that for all the officers?
Oh, I think that would be great. That would be more time in the field for the officers. The officers, they'll tell you themselves, they're there for police work, not to write reports, but reports are part of the job, and reports take a lot of time.
Right.
AI, here we are. AI is a tool, and a valuable tool if it used the right way, but it is not artificial intelligence. Remember, the intelligence has been input from a human, so it's not artificial intelligence.
It's not. It's not just making stuff up.
Yeah. So spit out the artificial intelligence, and as long as 1 or 2 humans are going over it, and they have to proofread it because you don't want to trust it.
Hey,
I think that's a great way
you can go on to AI now, Chat GPT or Grok or any of them, and do the voice and voice it, and they could tell their story.
Yes.
Right there, and AI could come in and write a report for them.
Now I know that probably the police would probably need their own AI because they would be putting a lot of information in there that would be personal, and I'm sure there's something like that, but I can imagine that saving tons of hours.
Okay, so here's somebody comes in, Alan Franks, use the old hospital as a police station. Problem with that, the city don't own the hospital.
Yeah, no, they don't. It's a county-owned building.
No,
it's privately owned. That's right. It's privately
owned. The Water's bought all that.
That's right.
It's not. It doesn't belong to the city or county.
That's right.
Just the administrative building in the back. The county owns.
That's exactly right. Yes, they do.
So you can't do that.
No, you cannot. It was a haunted house. The last thing I remember being ran as it. But that is a great question. It should be asked. I'm sure that they would. It would be for sale, and they could use that site. But you know how much it would take to knock
renovate it down,
or to knock it down.
Well, I think they're talking about just using it as is. It's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, it would be hard to do with those old granite floored. I mean, it's real deal built. I'm sure.
All right, so back to my list. What are you going to be willing to cut? Police or sheriff department, fire and rescue and EMS, road department, and that's one of the things we're talking about is keeping up our roads. What about trash? What about convenience centers and trash pickup? The city pays some for that now, but you still have people going around, public works, going around and trying to keep the place looking halfway decent.
They do.
I heard people, and I was talking to somebody about it earlier today. They were fussing about Sunday, all that candy laying on the road. Well, public works didn't work on Sunday.
No, they didn't.
So they came up today and they got everything cleaned up.
The street sweeper was well oiled and running good.
Yeah. All right. So you've got all these things. So what is it that you're going to cut? Are you willing to give up to get our infrastructure caught up? It's either that or a new tax or higher taxes. Which is it? What are you going to do?
That is a pick your poison. It's like, which poison do I want to kill me? Those are all very important things, and that's a very important question. It's hard to answer that.
All right, so here's my question to the people out here and to you, Bo.
Yes.
If the city and the county are going to look to raise property taxes anymore, would it be a wise thing for both of the entities, the city and the county, to ask for a audit and procedural audit just to look at where the money's going right now and see if it can be more effectively spent? What would be wrong with that? Not an audit to pass the state or whatever.
Not to make somebody look bad.
Just to see where we could okay, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, but that'll allocate money for here and be more efficient, because our county government, our county budget has doubled since 2018.
Yeah. And that's a tough.
And our population has not doubled.
No,
since 2018.
It has not. I mean, you could. I would say that our services are not lacking right now. I think we could have more officers. We've talked about that.
Oh yeah, I think the sheriff's department would love to have some officers out on the street.
Yeah.
And I think the city needs some officers.
No, your question, your overall question is, would that be healthy for a third party, but to have somebody review and audit? Yeah. I think that would be a great idea, because I don't see anything wrong with suggestions or where I could cut or where we went wrong, and to say, how do we fix it? Right. I mean, this is the people's money. This is everyone's money. I don't think there's anything.
Our process has not been changed, Bo, about assimilating or putting together a proposal for a budget probably since I've been alive. It's been the same process. Well, things have changed a lot. Yes. And those things that have gotten pigeonholed in just automatically every year, they're still there. Yeah. And I guarantee you some of that stuff, we don't need that. What do we got that for? You just chop it off. Maybe somebody's done that, but I have never seen that done. I've never,
and I'm sure, I mean, I would think that they reassess things through the government, things that are spent taxpayer money, but I don't know that for sure. But I think that would be a great idea to look at that. And I guarantee you there's ways to cut. I mean, I'm sure that somebody's got a good argument for their part of the money. You know what I mean? Right. But when you're spending people's money, I think it's up to them to see what they say about the money. Where do they want it? Is this a waste? Do we want more roads? Can we allocate more for these four very important needs there?
And something that directly affects this is our sales tax.
Yes.
At the last Board of Education meeting, the sales tax revenue was down in that report, compared to last year. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is our economy.
Yes.
People are not spending the amount of money that they used to.
No. And when they have to go to the grocery store, they're buying less because it's costing more the less that they're buying.
They go into Walmart or wherever it is they go.
That's right.
They're buying half of what they did, and that's affected our sales tax.
Yes, it has.
And it's going to keep affecting our sales tax, because our economy is going to be in this until our Washington D.C. government decides that they're going to start trying to pay down debt.
Yeah.
Until they do that, our economy is going to be sliding.
Yes, it is. No, that is something for everyone to think about. I mean, I think that regardless, there's going to have to be, something's got to give, and I think the first place to start is with your budget. And then you can make a very thorough assessment if we need to raise taxes. You can make a thorough, you can make a great decision if we need to make cuts. We can talk about it all together. But I think it would be a great idea in a family, in a personal budget, and most importantly, in a government, in a city or a county government. I mean, I think that's just.
So my question to everybody out there that's listening, I'd like for you guys to respond to this. What are you willing to cut? Do you know of something that could be cut in our county and city budget that really doesn't serve the public, that really doesn't help our infrastructure, mm-hmm. and it doesn't affect our safety, mm-hmm. and it doesn't affect our roads and our trash, and those three main things there? Right. What is it that we can cut?
Yeah, and it's been a few years since I've looked at a budget, but I it seems like every budget, even a personal one, you can come up with things that you can cut. You can live without. There's a few things. So I think there's always arguments to be had. But then again, when you get into a government where people are always used to getting this and getting this and getting this, and then maybe that service is going down, and maybe it's not. Yeah. What do you somebody's got to be called into account for, and decisions have to be made. Here's
another thing too. I'm sitting here looking at the amount of vehicles that our city and our county governments have in service.
Yes.
And what a drag on a budget that a vehicle is. Of course, we have to have police cars, we have to have fire trucks, mm-hmm. but we've got some $90,000 pickup trucks riding around that nobody's using. It's more of a personal thing than it is a public thing.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of these perks, I call them, that we need to clean up.
We didn't have that 30 years ago. No, not at all. I mean, if we did, it was like an old used car. I remember seeing some weird county government cars. They were like old, but and I know the people that are using those right now, that makes them mad because they're getting the benefit of that. But it's only I think logical and common sense that we shouldn't be, the maintenance on those would be, ridiculous.
And when we get to a place, if we build something in the city, I think every city now used to, there would be 2 officers in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They would pair up together.
Right.
And I get the idea of 1 officer to a car to cover more patrol area. But I like the idea of those 2 back in the old days, of course. Starsky and Hutch type thing.
The chips,
motorcycle. But I remember years ago, the police officer would drive their pickup truck or drive their car and park it and then go get in their police car. And somebody else had that car running in the thing. But now everybody's got their own.
Yeah, you would see that where the policemen would park and then they would get into to their car.
You just look at it.
But see, I think they're looking at it because every city and every county, if you look
everybody
at
else
the water department and this, and what if Shelbyville comes up in an old police car that's been down and we repainted it, and hey, here comes the water guy. I mean, do we want to be that too? I mean, I get having nice stuff.
Who cares? I know you can have all the best in the world and go bankrupt.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, let's look at. No, I'm not even going to say that.
So we need to have, instead of surplus in our police cars, we need to paint them and put them in.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it? I'm sure somebody studied this, and there's probably a reason.
Yeah, I have.
Everybody has their own car. Well, when their shift is over, they're not somebody else didn't put miles on it. I get that.
Well,
it might save in the long run.
I do know that it does, and I know that I don't think it could be a benefit for a city if that police officer lived in a city. It does help secure a neighborhood. Look, when a criminal comes in and sees a police car, for whatever reason, it might keep them away. I think that helps as a deterrent.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of questions that our city and our county is going to have to answer going forward. And they've got a tough job. But I think outside sources. Now, I know the fight is going to be there. No, we know what we're doing. Yeah. But if you've been there 30 or 40 years, sometimes a fresh set of eyes are a good thing.
Yes. Listen and listen to your, to the people you think are just, oh, here they are again. They're talking again. So I'm just going to quit listening. Well, listen to them. They've got something to say. A lot of these people are smart and they're people on the commission that maybe they say a lot there, but people, every time they talk, they're just, turn them off. Listen, maybe try to work together. I don't know. Maybe something could work.
Here's where we're headed, Bo. I think we're going to see a 15 to 18% property tax increase on the county in the spring when tax season gets here. I call it tax season because out there they start getting ready to hammer us. No, I'm just talking about our rates.
Oh, yes.
All right, our rates. All right, and then the city.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
A couple years from now, the city's going to have to do the same thing to keep their head above water.
Of the reasons we've been talking about, there's no other way. I mean, unless there's some major, discovery of funds or a way that we can, make money, I don't see any other way than it's the burdens on the taxpayers. I mean, it really is. And then what we've got, if we preserve what we got, that takes a lot of money just to maintain.
All right, I don't even know what you call this, Mark Henley, but how much did the giant tactical unit that the sheriff's department now has cost? How many times has it been used for a necessary purpose? Well, I saw it Saturday in parade, Mark.
Yeah. It was
the
pretty intimidating.
Big old green truck.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I'm sure that, and we'll talk to one of the sheriff's officers, or when they come on here, during one of the sheriffs that are running, that'd be a good question to answer. But I know that they probably use a lot of things that we're not aware of. Me personally, I've seen it in town a couple times.
I've never seen it before.
I have, and I get out a lot. My job keeps me out a lot. I see, but I'm not going to speak and say that they've never used that, but that is an intimidating vehicle, and it's kind of on one of those the thought of, well, I'm glad we got that, because if we don't have something like that, I know we got the National Guard and they've got some Humvees and some things.
So in what case would that, if there was a riot here or something? It's going to take more than that vehicle to stop it. It's going to take a whole lot of something.
And I don't know what that vehicle's capable of. It might be armed to the teeth. I don't know. It looks very beefed up and armed, like it was bulletproof. And like I said, but I don't know what it's capable of. I mean, it's definitely some type of stopper of force. It would definitely do that. But it was very intimidating and big. But I can't comment on what or if they've used that.
One heck of a parade float.
It is.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was just a float. They just built it. It was made of nothing.
Neil and Neil and Tina were sitting there talking, and Neil said, "What in the world?" I said, "That's a great big old green truck."
I think when I was a kid, I had a G.I. Joe toy, just like that, like a miniature version. Yeah. That thing was awesome.
Well, it's something for everybody to think about to get our infrastructure caught up and to do the things that we're going to have to do to handle all this development and the population explosion that we're doing, and to alleviate some of the stress. I see tax increases coming, Bo. I don't see money coming from anywhere else.
No, I mean, I don't see any more new industry or hear any.
And the rooftop theory don't work.
No,
it's a point of diminishing returns on that, because when you're collecting $1,500 or $2,000 of property tax, and the services that you're providing that family ends up costing $5,000.
Yes,
do the math.
Yeah, you can do the.
You gotta have a calculator.
Simple math.
It's like
we're schools are like what $1,300 just per child.
11,000. But it's not the county. That's the state.
That's the state. That's right.
Our part is about 16% of that.
But
but it comes out of that.
Yes, the numbers are astounding. It is.
Yeah.
That's not enough to make it sustainable. It's really not.
Yeah.
But the parade, if you want to change to the parade, it was a good time. I mean, I know we hadn't talked a lot about it, but I didn't see Santa Claus there, and I was a little worried about that. I must not have stuck around.
Santa Claus was at the very end.
See, I didn't stick around at the end. That's why I'm upset. I didn't get to see him, and I wish I would have stuck around.
I don't think it's the real one.
It was a lot. I heard.
I think it was fake. I think it was a fake.
I think the real one was on Friday night. I heard the real.
I think Josh had the picture made with the real one, and this guy was a fake. I'm just telling you.
So
we had a fake.
They put the fake out, but the real one was around. That's what you're saying.
I'm gonna take a poll.
He's
Mark
working.
Henley, you can start the discussion. I mean, why would you have a fake Santa Claus in our Christmas parade?
How many entries were in the parade?
Close to 200.
Wow, it was a really long
190, but I bet you there was 75 just vehicles, cars, trucks.
Yeah.
And man, we got wreckers out the gazoo, and I'm telling you, we must have some of the most reckless people on the planet that live here, because we got so many wreckers. It's
a lot. I mean, I knew of the few or the several of the most known ones, but no, we've got several here. And yeah, you get to see people's best collection. They bring out their hot rods. They bring out their truck. You just never know. I mean, if you pay to get in the parade, I mean, I guess bring it on, right? I mean, they say that you get a 40-foot trailer. That's your length. I mean, the rest of it's you're good. Who won the parade? Was there?
I don't know.
I saw the judges there riding through.
There wasn't a whole lot of floats. I think there's probably 12 to 15.
You don't see as many floats as you used to.
No, that's what parades used to be. They only had several horses this time.
Yes, the horses are always a big draw at the end. They're at
the end for a reason.
Yeah, I know it, because they don't run on gasoline, right? Is that what you're saying? And they expel gas.
Okay, Mark Henley says that was the real deal on Santa Claus. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. If you know that to be a fact, then we're
Poll closed.
Yeah, no more. All right, we won't have to get out of here again. We want to thank our sponsors, Extreme. I almost said Extreme Flooring, but North Star Services. Extreme Flooring does one of our other shows.
Yes,
and they're all jumbled up in this.
They're all great. Up. You know, when you've got a lot of brilliance going on, sometimes it just knocks off each other, and it comes out the wrong.
It could be just like not much brain power.
It could be that too, but I think otherwise. I mean, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. You know, glass half full.
Tamara Price, good to see you in there.
Good to see everybody.
She's in California.
That goes to show you, Shelbyville now will travel coast to coast, almost coast to coast. I mean, we're not on the coast here, but if you're on Normandy Lake, you might be on the coast. I'm quite sure
there's probably somebody from Iran watching.
Well, they are, and if they are, happy Iran to you.
What?
I don't know.
All right, we're going
to get out wrong.
We're going to get out of here, and again, thanks to our sponsor, North Star Services, and we'll see you again on Thursday.
Yes,
and we've got something very important to talk about. We'll see.